Is Yoshi a boy or a girl? Ooh. And I'm asking because I'm going somewhere with this. It's a comedic, mature meme I saw. So Yoshi got a hold of that crown that turns everybody into a girl or a princess, rather. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You've never seen that? The some type of Mario crown that when you place it on a guy's head, he turns into a girl. That's how you ended up with Bowsette. You know who Bowsette is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently this crown, Yoshi ended up with it, and it started getting raunchy. It started getting raunchy, and okay, when it got to the raunchy part, she was like, "I can lay eggs. Want to see?" And I thought about it. Yoshi's always been laying eggs.
Mm-hmm. So do seahorses.
I thought seahorses just held the eggs.
This is ILNL-ish. I don't know what the heck that was. Welcome to ILNL. What?
Why does Yoshi lay eggs?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, nature.
Why ask why? Okay, so.
Well, you're the video game guys. I figured there was some rationale that I haven't heard before.
I think that's just character trait. I don't have an answer for you,
Mario. I don't know.
Because then I saw the other Yoshis. I'm like, okay, this one has a bow in its head, so that normally means, hey, it's a girl. So, but
I don't know. This sounds like some cartoon stuff, which has nothing to do with the game, because none of the game Yoshis have that much distinction. But I don't know. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. Yeah, so we're out on location, and for this one and the following one, we're here shooting out here in beautiful Virginia. But with this particular episode, something that's really crazy that's gone down is the writers went on strike, and they've been on strike for a number of days in a row. And now the actors are on strike. And why are we talking about writers and actors? Well, it just so happens in pop culture, our favorite medium of movies and television and stuff like that has been highly affected by the lack of writers and the lack of actors that are not available.
In other words, they're taking away the things that keep us nerds and homebodies and stuff
entertained
from killing you all. If we're being honest.
Okay, yeah. What Chico said. So in that
we have we're not entertained.
The opinions of Chico do not reflect the totality of the I Love Nerd Life podcast. But sometimes
no, they don't, because I have comic books, so I'm good.
Well, those writers might. Oh, they're not the same writers, but
nope, different contracts, yo.
Yeah, that was interesting. Talk about that real quick.
Yeah, so writers and actors have different contracts from voice actors that do like animation projects and those that do video games.
Right.
So they get paid in different levels of things.
And they're already kind of screwed with the game developers because of them working them so hard to make these games and stuff. Yeah. But that's not even a focal point of what we're talking about in this particular show. So,
wow, DC is so messed up right now then.
Oh, because they're just starting over.
They're starting over. And remember, James Gunn said that all the actors that are all the live action actors will now be doing the animated and video game voices for everything.
Oh, double whammy.
Well, wait, but that will mean they can still get paid though.
Not without writers.
No, they're
but
not
different
writing-
contract.
Oh, for them doing the games.
So they have a loophole.
Right.
Well, no, they're animated too. Well, I don't know how the animated for writers work.
But if they're connected to the movies, because these are tie-in properties, right?
I don't know how far they're supposed to tie in.
Okay. So it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Fran Drescher, you know her as the nanny.
Baby.
And she also did some stuff on not Nick at Night, but whatever the Nickelodeon thing for the more adult sitcoms that they did for a time. She's the president of SAG.
I did not know that. Yes.
Huh.
She's
I
the president
did
of
not know
SAG.
that.
And just this week, as we're recording this, SAG said we had enough. They were in the middle of negotiations on their contracts too. But those negotiations did not go well. Very similar to how it's been for the writers. So now we're experiencing the writers and the actors both being on strike at the same time, something that hasn't done, I believe, in over 60 years. So let's talk a little bit about how this is changing our world. And first off, and I believe everyone can agree to this, we're, for the writers and the actors. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get your money. For all the entertainment over the years that we've received, we're grateful that, these talented people put themselves out there to make these things for us, not like strictly for us, but us in general. And they deserve to be properly compensated as anybody who works really hard. So we're standing with you and hope for the best that things will come around to being positive and working out for everybody. With that being said,
I learned something.
what'd you learn?
They don't get paid for streaming.
Yes. If you remember, Scarlett Johansson sued Disney because she was supposed to get her residual rights for Black Widow.
Right.
But because of the T virus, the movie didn't come out the way that it was expected. So she didn't get that type of coin. And then Disney made the decision to really focus on streaming, which at that time, there were no streaming contracts that really satisfied the same level of revenue that you would get from having a movie premiere in the theaters. So it's kind of the domino effect starting there. So let's get the elephant out the room and then we can go to the granular. Deadpool 3. So we finally get an image of Deadpool and Wolverine together. Wolverine wearing
comic
the yellow costume.
Yep.
And they kept production going during the writers because the script was already done. They couldn't do anything that was beyond the script. They had to stay to the script. But once the actors started to strike, they shut down. So let's open up the conversation there.
Well, side note, you guys know the story behind the yellow, right? Wolverine wears yellow to protect the X-Men. Notice everybody wears something dark but him. He's the target. He made himself the target to draw fire away from the rest of the X-Men, especially the kids because they're out of school.
I thought that Jean Grey's outfit was more yellow than blue.
She has a lot of blue.
Scott's is more blue.
Scott's is more blue. She has it's mostly her shoulders and part of her leg. She has a lot of blue padding.
Yeah.
Okay.
But aside
poor
from his
Jubilee.
boots and shoulder pads, who shouldn't be out running around
With a yellow jacket.
and all you can do is fireworks at the moment. You should be in class with the rest of the kids. But
How did she evolve? She evolved to something serious.
I don't remember. For those of you that are out there and you're
something
into X-Men,
happened
let us
in
know.
between her being a vampire and stuff.
Okay. Don't know. Well, back to your point of Deadpool.
Yeah, so we finally get the suit which is actually a different suit from the one we saw at the end of, what was it, Wolverine 3?
Yep.
That's the brown one.
Yep.
So we get the yellow and nothing.
We've been waiting a really long time.
Greedy buzzards took that from us.
Anything to add?
I was excited to see it. And then now to know that production has now come to a full halt. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm disappointed, because I want to see it. But I'm like, nah, get your bread, get your coin, pay them. I mean, technically, it's kind of rich people's problems, for real.
Depends on the person.
Right.
I mean, because if you think of like Big Bang Theory, the whole thing of the main cast getting paid millions of dollars, and then when they add the remaining cast that filled out the cast, they were paying them much lower, and the main cast ended up taking a cut so they could spread out the salaries.
Yeah, so, people are not getting paid like you think they're getting paid.
It's not like everyone's making.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, so for instance, like, okay, so now I have my Ask Me shirt on. That's the union that I'm a part of. So like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you out here, you doing the work, like you should be properly compensated. Like they said, a lot of people, like the actors and things of that nature, they can't afford to live where they shoot. So if they can't afford to live where they shoot, now it's like how they're going to fly out, or how they're going to get to the studio to do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. So, and then, well, AI.
I'm glad you kind of moved us into that. So a part of what Fran and the others from SAG brought to our attention as the public is how AI is being used in the world of acting, where studios are doing scans, pretty much deep fakes, and paying extras to be on extra for a day, and then have ownership of their likeness to be used for future projects. Basically, what Netflix showed us in Black Mirror for this season's episode, the very first one, where basically they're taking all of their liberties and rights of being who they are and using it for any purposes that Streamberry seems fit to use. It's funny how
so this whole time BoJack Horseman was exposing his network.
Basically.
That's funny.
So the meta line just goes like 3 levels deep. Netflix just admitting in their own show.
But the thing is, when Monique talked about it,
right,
she was bitter. She was selfish and all this other stuff. But when somebody else said, when everybody else is saying it, now y'all get it,
right?
But when this black woman said it, she's this, she's that, da 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 da. Mind you, like plenty of work, TV shows, stand up, like Queens of Comedy. She's one of the queens. Mm-hmm. And yet you want to sit down here and play in her face and give these other people money, like more money than her, more salary, a higher salary than her, bruh, nah. Get out my face.
So it's gotten crazy serious because it's a trickle down effect. Like if you think about the smaller outlets that streaming has ultimately helped to bring attention to, but also has taken a lot of revenue from, they have a lot of power and control. Tons of it. And the idea that a Disney, which is already a mega power, bought freaking Marvel, has been killing it for over 10 years, maybe like 15 years at this point, with all the Marvel stuff that they've done. And we're now facing where Marvel, a Disney product, is in question of how they're going to treat their writers and their actors. It's mind-boggling. Like, how can you be for more money when you like are the entertainment king and queen and Joker and the whole suit of cards? It's just that does not make sense to me. Which brings up the CEO. So I'll let you lead on that.
That dude. For whatever reason, he has it in for Marvel and Star Wars. He thinks they're doing too much and wants to cut back on both their shows and movies.
Mm-hmm. Which also affects Disney Plus.
Which definitely affects Disney Plus. And he thinks the whole thing with both the writers and actors is he thinks it's unfair
to the studio.
He's like, yeah, you guys are just asking for too much. Like, I wish we could play the soundbite from the guy.
I wish we could too. So,
it's not copywritten.
Oh, but I could read it though.
Yes, you can. You can read the quote.
Oh, okay.
Just here's the setup. So, the actor who plays Adam in Adam Ruins Everything, I think it's Adam. I hope it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. After that show went and did its run, he ended up doing his own thing on Netflix, which is basically the same type of show. He ended up doing a really awesome video talking about Eisner. That's the guy's name, right?
Will Eisner.
Is that the CEO guy, or is Bob something? I can't remember his name.
The current person.
Yeah,
Bob Iger.
Or
is it Bob Eisner?
It's probably Iger. I think Eisner was the dude that was some time before. I'm confusing them all right now because they're all wealthy. But if you have the quote, go for it.
So hold on.
All right. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, you got it.
It's very disturbing to me. This is one of the quotes. When asked about Iger said when asked about the labor strikes, we've talked about disruptive forces on this business and all the challenges we're facing. The recovery from COVID, which is ongoing, is not completely back. This is the worst time in the world to add to the disruption.
Layman's terms, you're inconveniencing me.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's all. That's the only thing I have so far.
So let's go deeper into that. I don't have billionaire problems. I don't have millionaire problems. Yeah.
I do have 99 problems.
Listen, give me rich people problems.
Being rich ain't
No. I don't. We even had this conversation.
Oh,
we
I
don't want rich people problems. We want wealthy people problems.
Right.
Yes.
I'll be wealthy.
Yes. So I also have never been a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. With that being said,
$1 billion.
I have been in some type of leadership in my lifetime. And there's just some things you just don't do. Like, you don't talk about your people that way and expect for things to be hunky-dory. Like, how could that at all be endearing to anyone that's on the picket line right now? Anyone.
It's the strangest and most backwards thing because you see Disney giving DeSantis all types of hell.
All types of hell.
And then this.
as much as I want to be in
it feels
Florida,
like it's two people running the shows.
absolutely. As much as I want to be in Florida, especially because of the theme parks, I'm really a fan of Universal. It has me questioning Disney so much.
Yeah, I'm not taking that trip. No time soon. I am a black man.
Well, rumor has it now they're to the point they're looking at other places.
Who?
Disney? I can see Disney relocate.
Virginia being one of them.
There's a lot of land for them to do that, but then they'll have to deal with cold winters, and that's the iffy. I could see them going up to North Carolina, maybe South Carolina.
It's still cold weather.
Yeah, but we get more snow.
Well, the way global warming set up lately.
I don't know about that because we didn't really have any snow days. Yeah, we had like a half a day, and that was incorrect.
You're absolutely right. So yeah, well, I'm not promoting Disney to relocate and get closer to us, considering what's happening right now. But if it puts people to work, that's the way I have to kind of look at it. But then I don't know if it's going to put people to work because that's an inconvenience. So who knows? They'll run Disney World on AI, on Imagineers.
Oh God.
And robots.
I Am Legend.
All of that.
And thus began the Great Robot Wars.
Started with Disney. Perfect. But yeah, like it's also hard to think about all the opportunities that are now kind of being put aside because Kristen brought this to our attention. Shout out to Kristen. About I want to make sure that I got his name correctly because put respect on people's name. So we have our own local celeb.
Oh, little dude from Bowie.
Yes. And Kevon Woodard. I'm hoping that's the way his last name is pronounced. I'm really big on trying to make sure that names are right. Either way, he was the actor in the television adaptation of The Last of Us on HBO. He played a major character.
Kevon Woodard.
Yes. He played a major character that was a plot device in the game and also in the story for the show. And at 10 years old...
Sam.
Yes, he played Sam. He got an Emmy nod. Well deserving. But now the question is, would he get that award now that we're on strike? Because you can't technically give an award to a show that you can't produce.
Ooh.
Well, no, but it's already done. The show's out.
Done. Yeah.
No, but I'm assuming that this will be the Emmys.
Oh, you mean you can't produce the Emmy show?
There you go.
Huh.
Yeah. Trickle down effect.
So that would be basically all award shows for that matter. Because
award season would be
it's done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Depending on, because you know who they can easily go to.
I'd be like, hey.
And they got 24 Emmy nods.
Pick a name and mail mine.
Here's my P.O. box.
Quick off the subject question, well, slightly on. Is Sam Death in the game?
No.
He's
not. They wanted to include that into the into the show.
Are you sure?
It's in the article.
Okay. Because I remember there being some type of connection between Sam and Elle that they exchanged something when they were in the bunker, but I think I'm mixing the two up. So yeah, okay. So yeah, that's a big deal because it's representation that will not get recognition.
Multiple fronts.
Now the crazy thing about the funny thing about it is though he plays hockey. He wants to be a hockey player. He wants to be the first black deaf player in the NHL.
That could work.
Yeah, so he wants to do that. Like he was at, I want to say, was it basketball camp? He was at camp somewhere when he found out he got the Emmy nomination.
Nice.
Yeah, and his nickname is Hollywood, which is funny.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, the kids call him Hollywood.
Cool. Yeah, so there's so many levels to this, and it's hard to root for an exec because, like, strike or no strike, they're getting a check.
Yeah.
So
I'm still trying to figure out how he became CEO again.
Yeah.
His contract was up in 2020. He retired in 2021. It's 2023. Why are you here?
Jay-Z. Look how many times Jay-Z retired and came back. He wrote the blueprint.
Kind of different, but yeah. Okay.
I blame Jay-Z. And I blame Michael Jordan. He retired twice.
Oh, but that was something different. I'm understand there was a lot of things behind that.
Well, the first was because of his father, but
could either of you explain to me, I don't know if you know or not, but how is it they can't get money from the shows being streamed?
okay, good question. And that is perfect for everyone that's watching. I ended up watching a video that explained all of that because I didn't know if that was going to come up in conversation. Basically,
because I recently just saw how what you call it, vocal artists, musicians, rappers and all, how they get paid
residuals
from streams. But
yeah,
I'm like, okay, so why can't this just roll over?
So here's the situation. Back around Reagan time, when Reagan was the president of SAG, he fought for actors to get paid off of all of the new technology stuff that they were going through, which was basically television. Like the big things was, movies and talkies and stuff like that. But then television came in and those contracts didn't include that as a new technology. So during his time, he really fought on getting actors paid, which opened up the door for the sitcom time of our time. Mm-hmm. So the idea then was you get on a syndicated show, you're getting that first money of when you did the show, then you're getting that repeat money when they do syndication. Mm-hmm. And then you get the long money of when the show gets bought and used again for whatever things. But we weren't on the horizon for streaming. So none of that stuff was included. And so streaming became a new distribution channel that did not meet the same terms of television. Hence, Scarlett Johansson.
So basically, it's one of the things where it can be done. They're just not trying to put it in.
It hasn't been done yet. So now is kind of that watershed moment of we've been doing this for so long, and this was the model, aka Fran Drescher. And that model isn't the same anymore because television, cable contracts, all that type of stuff will buy blocks of TV. But the residual money that they could get from what would be streaming fails to compare to television. In the clip that I watched, there was a person that showed their residual check of $12,000. The following month, under $500. Another person showed their streaming residuals for what I think was like 3 years of streaming. Guess how much they made 3 years of streaming?
$100.
Less.
What?
Just throw out a second number. Actually, you throw out a number.
45.
45 what?
Dollars.
Much less.
25?
Try 42 cents. Pennies.
Yeah,
4 dimes, 2 pennies.
And that's where it gets tricky, because even as musical artists, for their streaming, they get very little from it.
I heard that's why they have to go on tour.
That's where they make a good bit, but you can't have an actor or a writer go on
But you
tour.
notice if something is hot, it's constant on repeat, it's just going to keep rolling in.
But the odds of that happening is just like doing the lottery. Like going to play the Powerball tonight.
Well, I mean, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
Like certain people is like, like the person the person I'm thinking about, she gonna be good. Like she always gonna be good.
Who is the person? If you don't mind us asking.
Beyonce,
of course.
I'm not a Beyonce, but yeah,
she's fine.
Shawty is.
She's fine.
She's gonna be good.
She has nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
Blue Ivy has nothing to worry about. She has nothing to worry about. Swarm was so good.
Yeah, she got
she got a nod that she might not get.
Jeez.
Yeah, trickle down. So we talk a lot about the upcoming waves of Marvel and the new direction DC. And we talk about the music that we like, and we talk about just all the different forms of entertainment that has so many different parts to it, that when the light finally shines on the problems, it really kind of connects how we're all in the same fight at some point. And just like I said at the top of the show, we hope that the writers, actors, producers, directors, like gaffers, cameramen, stagehands, I don't know if this is a position, I'm probably saying it wrong, the good boy, something boy, I can't remember. Next time you watch a movie, just look.
Yeah, I think there is something called Good Boy in there.
Yeah, something boy. I can't remember. Either way, all the ones from the top to the bottom that makes these things happen. We're with you. And speaking for me as a person who's done film and been on a production, you get a family. A new family when you work on a set for a long period of time. So all of my actor friends,
right? If Vin Diesel has not made that clear,
family. All of my actor friends, my producer friends, my mentor. I hope that this comes together because, shoot, Brian B. Anthony,
best boy.
Yeah. Trickle down.
How does this really affect independent?
Writers are writers and actors are actors.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how big or small the role is.
Well, I'm just saying, because independent, that's just straight out of.
You're not union.
Right. It's straight out of pocket. But half the time you're getting your friends to help you out and do stuff. So it's like.
Yeah, but all of it still trickles down. It might not be the same, but it still affects everybody. So, any parting words before we close out?
Keep fighting.
Fran went in the name. I was so here for it. Pay people their coins. Pay people their money. People need Google. Stop. What in the world?
See, Google's a part of the conspiracy.
I didn't say it. Y'all see this, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Pay people their money. The heck?
That's Chat GPT trying to write a story.
You've been reported. AI just recorded what you just said. They're going to look out for Chris Cortez. Everything that's been said. Ditto. So, for Chico, for Chris,
Peace.
for Kristen and Tunisia, I am Tim. Thank you, as always, for watching and listening. Anywhere you find I Love Nerd Life, you'll find us on the socials, on the directories. I Love Nerd Life. We're there doing the thing. Make sure you subscribe, do all the good stuff. And with all that being said,
This is ILNL. We're not going on strike at the moment.
but who knows what might happen next week? We'll see. We out.